Good morning, Sadie Adams. It's Mrs. Witchen, and today I want to talk about setting SMART goals. Because this month, our character trait of the month is ambition. And ambition means to have a strong desire to achieve something, to do something, despite any hardships, difficulties, or challenges that you may have. And being ambitious doesn't mean that you have to become an astronaut or become a doctor. Being ambitious just means that you want to achieve something. So maybe by the end of the school year, you want to be able to multiply and divide. Or maybe you want to learn your ABCs from A to Z without any difficulty. So to do that, I want to teach you to set SMART goals. And before we get started, I just want you to know that Mrs. Witchen has been doing and writing SMART goals for a long time, and I'm still practicing, and I'm still learning how to set them. So if you start to feel frustrated, or you start to feel like, oh, I just can't figure this out, step away, take a deep breath, and think about it some other time, because the more you practice, the better you'll become. And sometimes when we have to practice, we do get a little frustrated, and that's okay. This is something that you're going to be working on for a long time. So please don't feel overwhelmed by it, because you don't have to master it this year. Like I said, I'm an adult and I'm still practicing and learning how to set really good SMART goals. So let's just jump right in and get started. You'll see on my screen here that I have SMART written, and they're in all caps. And that's because each letter of SMART represents a different character trait of the goal. So S. S means specific. This is your how, what, where, when, where, why. Ooh, I put two wheres. This is your who, what, where, when. This is what do you want to accomplish. It should be very specific. So for an example, if you want to run a mile in under 10 minutes during PE, that's very specific. You want to run the mile in under 10 minutes during PE class. So think about, what kind of specific goal would you want? Now, M means measurable, and this part becomes a little tricky because it's the how do you know you're making progress. So let's use that example of running a mile in under 10 minutes in PE class. How do you know you're making progress? Right now, let's pretend that Mrs. Witchen can run a mile in 11 minutes, which Mrs. Witchen can't do right now. But that's my goal. I want to run in under 10 minutes during PE class. So how would I know that I'm making progress? Think about it. How about whenever I run a mile, I know I'm making progress when I see that my mile, I get faster and faster each time I try to run the mile. So maybe I start at 11 minutes and then all of a sudden I run it in 10 minutes and 56 seconds. That 4-second difference can mean a lot when you're running. So when they're measurable, it means that how do you know you're going to be making progress? Achievable. So this means that you can do it. You don't want to set goals that you can't do. For an example, I can't set a goal that I want to be 6'5" so I can join the WNBA, because I'm not going to grow much taller than I already am, if at all. So it's not achievable. I can't force myself to grow to 5 foot to 6'5" so I can join the WNBA. That's not something I can do. But I can set a goal that I want to become, a faster dribbler by practicing. So that's a little bit different, right? Relevant. So this is the why. Why is it important to you? Let's go back to my PE example. If I want to run a mile in under 10 minutes, it's relevant because maybe I want to run faster than my brother, because Mrs. Witchen knows that my brother can run a mile in 10 minutes. So maybe I want to run faster than him, and then I can be the fastest person in my house. Why is it relevant to you? And then timely. You want to set a time limit, because when we have a deadline, when something is due, we often are more focused to actually do it. So, SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and they are timely or time-bound. So let's do an example together. All right, now you should see on my screen a little activity sheet here that we are going to use to practice setting a SMART goal. So let's do one that is relevant for school. Perhaps in class you don't really like to participate, but you know that you need to, but the reason you don't is because you're shy. Here's an example. How about I want to participate more? How can I do that, and how can I make it so that it's something that I can actually do? So I will, let's see, raise my hand. Raise my hand and participate in class. So this is my goal. I want to learn to raise my hand more and participate in class so that I can overcome something. So I will raise my hand and participate in class. How often? Let's see. Maybe right now I don't participate at all. So if I participate at least 2 times in the day, that's a big difference. So at least twice a day, so I can, let's see. So if I am participating in class more, so I can focus more and stay engaged. So meaning that you are staying more focused and participating more with the content, and staying engaged means that you are actively learning. So you are learning at the moment. So, and overcome my shyness. Okay, so you can have more than one reason why. So here's our example. I will raise my hand and participate in class at least twice a day so I can focus more and stay engaged and overcome my shyness. And how do we know that how do we know what's the measure that we can do? If I raise my hand once a day, then I know that I'm not meeting my goal. If I raise my hand at least twice a day, then I know that I'm meeting my goal. So it's more measurable because I'm going to take note of how often I participate. Also, another good way that you can measure whether or not your participation has improved is by your report card. Maybe at the end of each report card during the quarters, so at the end of each quarter, maybe your participation comments improve and they note that you are participating more. That's another way that you can measure this. All right, so let's do another one. All right, so let's do another one that a lot of students could potentially do. I know a lot of you like video games, and video games cost a lot of money. So maybe we set a SMART goal so that we can save money in order to be able to buy another game. So let's pretend that you get an allowance and you get money, maybe $1 per chore every week. So it's measured by the week. So if you take out the trash every day, then you get $1 on Friday. Maybe if you do more chores, you get more money so that you can, get a higher allowance. That's called an allowance. So let's do an example. I will save, let's say $10 per month so I can buy the next Animal Crossing. That's my favorite game. By, let's say I want to do this by July. Maybe maybe it's going to take a while for me to save enough because I know that they're pretty expensive, right? They're like $50, $60. So I need to save $10 per month so I can buy the next Animal Crossing game by July 2021. Okay, so how can I do this? Okay, now I put my So I Can up here, and that's okay. So I'm going to go down here and talk about how I'll do this. I'll do this by taking out the trash. Maybe I need to combing my dog, so grooming my dog, and helping mom put away the dishes after dinner. So if I do all this, then I'll be able to save at least $10 a month, okay? And I'll know that I'm achieving my goal because every week I'll be able to see how much more money I put into my piggy bank. So here's another example of a SMART goal. Now it's your turn. Go ahead and start thinking about things that you want to do, what you want to achieve. And remember that there's no right or wrong goal. Just make sure that it's something that you can actually do. Have a great day, everyone.